So last night, before I went to sleep, I prayed. I begged my Father, I begged the creation, I begged to say, hey, would you please give me a vision of the future? Give me some sort of clue into the future. So within last night's dream, it took, I would say, maybe over 50 hidden layers of dreams, because you can program ETs, whomever, they can program dream realms so that you can't escape to a greater sense of being through your dreams, because they want you to work for the system, they want you to work for them. And God told me, he said, anyone with the heart, how the Jewish people used to have a heart or a star of David on their chest? He said anyone with that bright heart, that like golden light heart, won't be touched by what's coming. But it said the people who don't, they're fair game, right? So in this dream, I was in Texas with my family. And me and my family, we've been a little bit estranged, because most people would, hey, what's up? Most people would think, I left when I was like 16, 17, 16, I think. And moved in with my dad, Zani, when I was a young girl. And I just left my family because I felt like I wasn't treated as fairly as, their daughters, because I moved in with my aunt and my uncle, and I didn't feel like it was equally, I was a good student in school, I was good, but I was still bad, because everybody gets to that point where they're like, okay, well, I need to fucking get this money because nobody's gonna hand me nothing, So I got me a job. I, lied to them and said I was I was going to my friend's house for a weekend, but I ended up flying to Texas, to Florida to meet a dude. Get some clothes and some shit, And my aunt ended up, taking my paycheck from my real job. Ended up look at my car. Look at my fucking car. Whew. She ended up taking my paycheck for like hella long, which I think is slavery. Shit. I was like, if I'm going to work every fucking day to learn some motherfucking responsibility, and you out here taking my motherfucking check, that just made me a hoe. That just made me a hoe. I was like, I might as well be one. Shit. Because the fuck you taking my motherfucking money for? And I'm working hella hard. Ended up getting fired from that job, because when you have nothing to work for, your paycheck, you just like fucking don't give a fuck. So I really lost my will to fucking work from that point, because I'm like, oh, so she could just take my check and motherfucking try to file my taxes and take my money. And I'm only like 16, 17. My first job. Anyway, long story short, the family ain't as close as we used to be, because I called out some pedophile activity within the household. And I don't think people like that shit when you call their sons out for their shit. And everybody keep everything so quiet, hush hush and shit like that, that I finally was like, okay, well, I need to get the fuck out of here, because I don't like it. I don't like the way that this shit is going. I don't like how the shit is held, everyone, how it's run, run on money. Family run on money ain't gonna go nowhere, And I separated from the family. I was like, okay, well, let me go make some money, come back and buy everybody a house or buy them this and shit like that. So I'm back in Texas in this dream, and thanks. And everybody's separate, going their separate ways, but it's basically like the end of times in this dream. Like everything is burnt down and people are separated into these factions. And the only way that people knew that the world was coming, was ending in this dream, is holes started to appear in the sky. There was these like black holes opening up in the sky. And I took a picture and I was like, you know, being like, okay, well, this is real. Look at that sun, baby. Look at that motherfucking sun, baby. Look at that sun, baby. Look at that sun, baby. Shit. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, creation. So yeah, basically the only way that people knew in this dream that it was the end of the world was the hole started to appear in the sky. And everybody started to freak out. And I was just laughing in the dream. I was like, oh, here we go. Let the games begin. You know? And, I mean, that's just one of the dreams. I'm not going to, like, go into all of it too heavily. But that was the most important part of the dream for me, was seeing the holes open up in the sky. Another little part of the dream was me, there was this dude, I don't even know who. He was like, you know, had money, had hella money. And my cousin G, I'll just say G, was trying to rob him. And I was like, y'all, you know, this is gonna end in a death if you go rob this dude, right? And he was like, fuck that shit, I'm just gonna do it, you know, real quick, you know, wash the car. So I go ahead of time to the dude house, pull up right where we was about to go in there, tell him, hey, you know, I don't want no death, you know, just, you know, move the money out and call it a day. Anyway, long story short, it ended in a death, regardless of how I tried to change the future. That future, it ended in a fucking death. It was his death. And I was like, you know, driving him off to the hospital. So this is a story, kids. Don't steal. In the end of the times. Shit. Don't steal. It's a trap, nigga. It's a trap. It's a motherfucking trap. Next thing, I wrote this post a long time ago. When I had realized some of Shakespeare's words were hella familiar. Like, I remember being a kid, right? And when I was a kid, I love this spot, this specific spot in the neighborhood. I'll show y'all. This is my favorite little spot. It's a crossroad, but it's also a downloading spot. You could download hella information if the sun hit this spot just right. This is a downloading spot. I normally sit right here near the river. See, there's a river there. I sit right here with the river, the sun, and the crossroads. And a bridge. Nigga, a bridge too. I'm telling you, it's a perfect little spot of download. I clear my audio with the river. I bathe in the sun, and I get some souls at the crossroads real quick. Open up a portal at the crossroad and get my children out the river. What was I saying? Oh, I had this saying about Shakespeare. I was like, yo, Macbeth will be king. I said that a long time ago because I was like really talking you know, and thinking about Shakespeare, I was like, some of that shit is real fucking familiar, my nigga. That shit is real fucking familiar. I'm talking about the three women, boiling, toiling trouble, the eye, and all that kind of shit. That reminds me of something, you know, like some real underworld type shit, like very similar. Like that shit really happened. And some people wrote about it. Ain't just imagination. Look how beautiful. So I was watching, because yesterday was Denzel Washington's birthday, and you know, 2021 this year, it came out on Apple Plus. Ain't nobody got no fucking Apple Plus. I ain't got no Apple Plus. Shit. But let me see if I can slide through here. But Macbeth came out on Apple Plus on the 25th on Christmas, and I was like, how fitting. How fucking fitting. Macbeth will be king. Nigga, Macbeth is king. Macbeth is king. But let's go. I just had to get out the house. I just been cooped up and trying. Oh, I was telling y'all a little bit about Oshun. So I was trying to send out for the year to the people and the men, especially and the women. I was trying to get all the honey I could, you know, and spread it to the people that really is gonna need it this summer or this winter. Shit, maybe the next summer, 2022, if we make it that long, which we will. I was trying to get everybody their little money, their little honey to survive the winter. And as soon as that first snow hit and the war came, you know, the fucking underworld, which I'll tell you that dream here in a second. The underworld came. Oshun was like, I'm packing up. I'm turning off all the motherfucking honey. She double tapped that shit. She turned it off. Like I don't even feel like it, you know? I don't even feel like giving on no honey. Shit. It's crazy. Normally I'm so gracious with the honey. Giving it out, little money here, little honey here. And I'm like, fuck it, nope, done. See, I wanted to own this little shop and make it a crystal tea shop. Ain't that cute? Let me see if I can go in there. But for some fucking reason, they wanted like, I think like $10,000 a month. I'm like, y'all out of y'all fucking mind. It's a little tiny little shop. Just with little crystals and some tea and some, you know, Dr. Sebi alkaline herbs. Dr. Sebi approved. So, shit, where was I? It's so pretty. I love the snow. Even though people are like hating on the snow, I love the snow. I love it. Where was I? Alkaline herbs. So in this other dream, I was hanging out in the underworld. In the underworld, it's like, I don't know how they describe it, but it's this like little castle looking thing, right? And it's hella people in there, or hella crocodile head men. Lots of crocodile head men in this underworld. And we was all celebrating a compromise. So we were celebrating a compromise. And and all the crocodile looking beings was like just, you know, kind of sad, because they were like, fuck, we wanted to do some war. Shit, we wanted to go to war. And I was a little sad too. I was like, you know what, I wanted to go to war as well, because, you know, I seen what they doing, whatnot, you know. And so then I feel like a lightning bolt come to me and split me in half, in a sense. So when the lightning bolt hit my head and I went blank, I died, right? In a sense, I just died. And so then I went into this black water. I was in this black abyss, and I started swimming in this water. And when I started to swim, I started to hear this beep, 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 like I was being born. And then I heard an oxygen machine. And I'm thinking that that's when, you know, maybe it was the birth of Angel, my daughter. My daughter had to be hooked up to a machine because she was only, you know, 1 pound, you know. She wasn't growing in utero. And so once I got her all like in that dream, I woke up still there, and I was like, oh shit, somebody just like stole my power, you know, like took the power from me. Somebody took my power. And then something goes, don't be so fucking dramatic. Your power's not taken. We were borrowing it to conjure the end. And I was like, y'all didn't have to hit me with that lightning bolt down there, because I'm, you know, I got this big old scar on my heart now. I got this big old scar where my heart is, and it looked like a big old lightning, you know, like strike. And so yeah, that was one of the really intense dreams. I felt like a little betrayed. I was like, but then I remembered, when you conjure ancient being from that deep in the primordial womb, and that deep in the primordial energy, you got to take into account how much energy it takes to wake somebody up that deep. You know what I mean? You got to be fucking the king of heaven. You got to be the king. You have to be, because when you're that deep in the primordial womb, you are the one that's leading the motherfucking crocodiles to war. You know? And when you don't wake up, you know, it passes on to your daughter. You know, that energy has to pass on to your daughter. So then they're like, okay, well, now, we're rinsing my head out. When you're deep in that primordial water, you gotta know how to swim too. Shit, you gotta know how to swim. I learned something from the dolphins. These dolphins in Miami. To be funny, I did learn some dolphins in Miami who's portraying themselves as I think some drug dealers out there, but they're really dolphins. They got the oddies of the dolphins. And I learned something about swimming from them when I was having this dream, and realized that they have, like, you know, 4 lungs and like all this other stuff. But there's a big trick to be able to swim through the primordial womb and breathe at the same time. You just gotta be very careful with that one. So thanks, dolphins. Another thing is, what is it? Oh yeah, so she turned the honey off, right? So now going back and forth to the to give messages nowadays, it's almost not even worth it. I'm not gonna say like it's bad, but it's kind of not worth it, because if their men are in war and women are in war, you know, I can't really, I don't know how to explain it. It hurts more than it is pleases me to communicate. It hurts more, because I'm like, oh shit, now I gotta clean up now I gotta clean up this soul and this soul and this soul. So it's more of a cleanup duty than it is a abundance duty, you know. So my duty is now shifted from abundance, you know, passing out abundance, to cleaning up. And to me, that's kind of boring. You know, I gotta pick up all these souls off the ground and pierce their eyes to put the coins there. When I put the coins there, then that means, hey, this one has to go here, depending on the coin I put. Gold, silver, bronze. I even have red coin. Red coin, it means the red blood. You know, silver means this is the vampires. Green, depending on the coin, on the eye. So it's just I'm piercing these eyes, putting the coins where their eyes were. And this is where they're gonna go, because God is their money, or money is their God. And if money is their God, then the money's, that's what we're gonna see in the other world. We're gonna have two different understandings of who this world is for. The ones who had the deep coins in their eye, different colors, is gonna be able to put them where they want to go, where they need to go. So we have a lot of money worshippers, So then in this dream, when they had the eyes with the dollar signs on them, the coins on them, that means, hey, well, we're gonna put you here. So I went into this one where this coin was like a black coin, like a black Bitcoin looking thing. And they went into this death scenario, the death scenario where your worst fears of how you die in this dream, the worst fears kept going over and over and over. And there is a man who was sitting there. He owned the coin. He owned this specific type of coin. And he kept looking at me because I didn't have a coin in my eye. And he goes, "It's Isis, is that you?" I go, "Hey, yeah, it's me. How are you?" He goes, "Oh, everything's perfect here. It's like I get to do whatever I want to do." And I was like, "Congratulations, you deserve it. After all the shit your ancestors had to go through." I was like, "You deserve it. Careful through here. Everything you had to go through." And so finally, after all in the talking, I said, "So can you show me the door to get back and forth from these coins, you know?" And he goes, "You." And I said, "What?" "You." And I looked down. He said, "You, Z, you, Z." And I looked down and my belly was a portal. He said, "We have to conjure you every time you want to get in and out of the coins." He's like, you are the what is it? Coin master. Yeah, hey guys. Like the coin master. Master of coin. Tyrion. So he said, "You're the master of coin." And so, all in all, the thing that I'm getting is winter is cold as fuck. Energy to be conserved during the winter. Don't be doing too much. Don't be doing too much talking and walking. Don't be doing too much. Because you never fucking know, man. All of these energies and these dreams and stuff are just indications of pinpoints of time on the future timelines. Because hi guys, hi crows, hey, what's good? Any new news? Any new news? Someone I didn't know the garage. She falling down no ne. Chef? No? Senera no go. Huh? Silence. Oh, that's a signal. For what? Since when? Fine then. Have a great day. Okay. That's all I have for today, guys. Have a good one. Be safe. Pray that the mother don't keep her heart cold. Because when the mother don't get what she want on the 30th, that's the trending point. She wanted all her kids to get together and start figuring out how to rule the new world. But I did my signs. I sent the birds. I did all the stuff I was supposed to do in the physical. You know, didn't need no flyers. It's all telekinesis, all telepathic and shit. But I did my thing. It's up to y'all. I shall.